And like that, we should be live! Hello, ladies and gentlemen! Welcome to the stream! It is good to have you with us on this wonderful Tuesday evening. Hope you're having a good day, good start to your week, all of that good stuff today. We're just chatting. We're just hanging out after 2 weeks in the void. We are back in the new place. It is very exciting. I am now back in a crisp 1080p. We are in full HD streaming mode. We have good Wi-Fi, finally. I have things. My room is a mess. There is no backdrop right now, but we are getting there. I've only been in for like a week. I fortunately have a desk and this chair, but this chair may be getting replaced because I got this chair, I built it, I punched myself in the nose building it, and then it's not as comfy as I thought it would be. It's got one of those mesh... Oh, Akira, congratulations on the memberversary. But yeah, it has one of these mesh bases, and I'm not sure I like it. I've always preferred ones with mesh backs and mesh headrests, but like Esteban used to. But I miss Esteban's like leather cushioned base. This was just an office one that I thought would have been all right, but it's fine. It's just not the most comfy. So I may be ordering a different chair because I spent quite a good amount of money on this chair, and so for it not to be like just right, I feel like I need to get one that I actually really like. So once I hopefully will be getting that chair soon. Oh, lots of memberversaries I feel like today. Ollie C. So yeah, this don't get attached to this chair because it may be getting replaced, as a fair warning. The desk, however, will stay. Oh, congratulations, CC Creates, on all of the anniversaries, the memberversaries. You should get a purple chair. Purple chairs are really hard to find. I found one that's black and white, which I'm possibly going to get. It is hard to get. The desk hurt you. The desk did hurt you, and then you hurt it back and almost broke it. To be clear, she very nearly broke the entire thing. So she definitely got her own back and can't be that mad about it. I'm just saying, love. I'm just saying. You're more injured. Just about. I totally don't like the color purple. I do like the color purple, but it is just hard to find purple chairs. Black and white chairs are much easier to find. But who do we have with us? Bailey, Continue, Ghostly, Terra, Ollie, Akira, Steffi, Mad, Maximus, hello. We have Biza, we have, did I say Bailey? If not, we have Richard, we have Vanessa, we have Zekron, we have Terry. I'm probably saying people over again. Kath, hello. Rosalie. Hi, Rosalie, it's great to have you. Hi. Garrett, hello. CC Creates, of course, hello. You formally apologize for committing treason, as you should, Zekron. We were streaming with you, like it was a Santi stream, and you killed the Queen and betrayed us all. You should apologize. Jasper, hello, it's great to have you. Lord Cyberrex as well. Hi. Garrett, I got a $1,200 scholarship for my student study trip abroad. That's incredible. Congratulations. Aqua Freak Gaming, you should do a theory on my game when it comes out. Maybe. Oh, I got like an hour ago. Well, welcome. It's great to have you with us in your morning, I suppose. Whatever time that may be. You had no choice. You always have a choice, Zekron. There is always a choice. And you chose poorly. But yeah, I have some plans. This room is so big. Like, look how big this room is. There's so much room for activities. I can run away into the distance. Oh, Lexi, thank you for subscribing. Great to have you with us, friend. Big room enough for VR. I mean, if I get a VR set, absolutely. I've not ever gotten one because they're so expensive. Hannah, just stopping and say hi. I didn't realize that it was this late here. Yeah, no worries. Great to have you, friend. Thanks so much for saying hi. What new games are you all excited for? What games am I excited for? What games are coming out? I feel like I'm out of the loop on what like games that like I wanna play in my own time, as opposed to, I know like all the games that are coming out for like game theory stuff. I know about all of those. I mean, GTA is coming at some point this year. That's going to be very, very exciting. Very, 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 very much looking forward to that. Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, I think, is supposed to be this year at some point. Pokemon ZA, very excited for that. Split Fiction. Yeah, Split Fiction looks fun. That does look like a fun one. I've just been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Monster Hunter Wilds. Hey, Tom, YouTube never showed me that you opened your cam. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, hello. GTA is 2026. Oh no, 2025. Is it not 2025? It's GTA 6 now. GTA 6 is 2025. It's this year. GTA 6 is this year. GTA 6 is 2025. There we go. I got there. Tom, looking good as always. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't do my math because I'm stupid to do it. No, you're not too stupid, Era. You're never too stupid. Just requires concentration and hard work. I believe in you. Yes, really, Biza. 2025, end of this year. It could get delayed. Is my nose okay? It's fine. It's healing. It hurt. AZ cosplays. Yeah, math is hard. It's true. I'm intending to save up with VR set with my adult money to play Help Wanted 2 and Beat Saber. That's the thing. I feel like I would get it, and like we have one at the office, right? And it just sits there unused so often because there's not that many great VR games. I think Bone Labs and Boneworks were some of, and Bone Labs, Boneworks, and what was the dog one? Hunting Season? No. Duck Hunt were like really, really great VR games. Like really great. I think both Help Wanted are really solid as well. Both of those were incredible. Other VR games, I've heard some good things about the Arkham game, but like really great VR games are few and far between. So to spend the amount of money you need to on them, especially when they keep updating despite the lack of games, it's just not quite as like big of a thing as it feels like it should be. And it's quite a Half-Life Alyx is great in VR. Yeah, not gonna lie, it felt worth me. Well, that's exactly the issue that I have. It's just justifying the cost of VR for the amount there is. Like, it's one thing to buy like a PlayStation 5, right, which is like $500 plus. But you get I have so many games on it. Whereas them spend another 500 on the VR when maybe I'd play 2 games. It just doesn't really feel worth it. That's a good part about Nintendo Switch. Stuck around. And we're hopefully going to be getting some Switch 2 news next week. I'm going to guess we're probably going to get some news on Wednesday. If we do get a Nintendo Direct next Wednesday, chances are we'll hear about the Switch 2, which could be interesting. I really hope it's not too expensive. And I really hope they continue to support the Switch for a while longer, because, like, basically, I'm only going to get it if they start releasing games that are, like, Switch exclusive. Like, they suddenly go, oh, we're going to release Pokemon ZA as a Switch 2 exclusive. At that point, I'm like, okay, well, now you have to have my money. But I really don't want to spend that kind of money on a Switch 2, because my Switch works perfectly fine. There's rumors of a Switch 1 Direct tomorrow, and which... Yeah, reputable rumors. I saw that, Akira. It doesn't make sense, because there's now rumors that there will be 2 Directs, 1 tomorrow and 1 next Wednesday. And I'm like, well, both of these things don't feel like they could be true. It feels very, very odd. Sorry, Thursday. It feels very odd that they would do 2 Directs back to back. Like, that feels really odd that they would go, here's one and then here's another one the next week. It feels like you would do one. They would do one and then because every direct or every like direct address that these companies do, they tend to go, oh, and one more thing. Here's the final and one more thing. And the final thing is here's the Switch 2 announcement. Like, would make sense. But yeah, just feels odd. Like, I know it's from a reputable source, but it does feel like this one breaks the mold too much from previous directs. The final thing for Switch 1 could be Silk Song. Somehow I doubt that. And then next week's is just Switch. See, I don't feel like that's a big enough thing. Because, again, unless the games are exclusively Switch 2, that doesn't seem that big of a deal to me. That's the thing. It's like, the Switch 2 details I'm excited for. I need to know if it's going to be 4K 1080p, if it's going to run at 60 FPS. But it just feels a bit like... weird to talk about these games that are also going to be on Switch. And not just do one direct and make it like the one direct. Like the last direct wasn't that long ago, was it? Hello, Squeaks. Great to have you, friend. Wait, what's that in your hand? This is a Delta Hub wrist rest. So I needed to buy a wrist rest for my mouse because I have one for the keyboard. It came with the keyboard and I love it. But I was looking for a wrist rest, and like you can buy a bunch which are like padded. Like Razer used to have one like this that was leather that I was kind of hoping to get, but they're not always the best. They're not really built for it. Linus Tech Tips started talking about this, the Delta Hub, and I was just intrigued because it's just like silica stuff. I was like, can't it really be that good? But he really recommended them, and what it does is it sits here, like on your wrist. So like it can sit kind of there at the base of your wrist. You can also sit it like on your palms. And it just sits on your desk. And literally, as you move your arm around, it moves with you. It's totally smooth on this desk mat, which is perfect. It isn't cheap. This alone is $40. It's not cheap by any stretch. But I can say it really works. And what it does is it stops me from doing... Because I find that when I've got like a mat with like a big bump on the wrist, it causes me to do a lot of wrist movement to try and move the mouse around because it's on like a small pad. This allows me to, it makes me do arm movements because my whole wrist can move. So it really is like better for ergonomics. So yeah, so it is a bit expensive, but it is probably one of the better wrist rests I've ever had. They also do a bunch of colors, not just black. They do a gamer version. They have like a Linus Tech Tips orange and black one right now. But it does work. So take it or leave it. Again, this is the thing of like, this is me building my dream desk right now, and this was just something I was like, yes, I need this in my life. It's like, for wrist rest stuff, it's like, I do trust Linus to give me a good opinion on that. As people that work with computers all day, every day, I trust him and his team to recommend stuff that is actually going to work. And like, because they're collaborating with them. It's not just being it's not just a sponsor they've had. It's like, this is someone they've actually then collaborated with. It makes it go, they probably stand by this product. What does your dream desk look like, by the way? Well, right now, the dream desk is a Magnus Pro XL by Streamlabs. It is a glorious desk. It is 70 inches wide. It's big. No, Aviva, totally get it. Totally get that most people probably couldn't afford this. I've been saving for a long time. I've been saving up all my pennies. So there's this. So yeah, it's a big desk. I'm in the process of getting dual monitor mounts so I can mount these monitors properly and have them set up how I want. I also I'm getting special clamps for my camera and my lights so that they can attach to the desk, because this is a sit-stand desk. So like, I can move this up and down, but right now everything is either on the floor or plugged in on the floor or various things, so I can't move it up and down without it ripping all the cables up. So my goal is to have the setup with the camera and things attached at the like connection points. I've currently got my computer mounted underneath. I'm going to try and get my PlayStation mounted underneath on the other side, and then we'll be able to do standing streams, which will be really fun. I think being able to do some streams stood could be a real fun thing. But I love having a sit stand desk, and so I want to make sure everything's able to move up and down with the desk as I stand or sit. So yeah, there's a like, and my thing is like, I wanted the space of this desk so I could have more stuff, but I also wanted to make sure that it wasn't like getting crowded or messy. I want it to be a clean desk setup. I did buy a new mic though. This mic is my Game Theory recording mic. The goal is for this to live specifically just for recording game theories. I bought myself a new mic for streams. I'm waiting for the connection adapters to arrive. But here's the new boy. So I got me a new one. So I'm very excited for the connection points to arrive tomorrow so that I can attach it to stream. And then we will be good to go. It will be great. I'm very, very excited. I've wanted this mic for so long. You guys have no idea how long I've wanted this mic for. I'm very, very excited. Okay. Will there be Plushie shelf behind you? Oh, Akira. Oh, Akira. I will answer the question. Well, that mic looks aggressive. This is the Shure SM7DB. Which is a fantastic mic. You've probably seen most podcasters and streamers using them, or at least they've used the Shure SM7B, not DB, which then has to have another connection point to help the decibels go up. So this just has it built in. So this is just a shortcut. Thomas treating himself to all the goodies. I've moved and I've been saving so much. I've saved so much money. I've been working really hard to save my pennies and not spend it frivolously so that I could, when I moved, I could buy my dream desk setup. That has been the plan. Thomas is living the rich life. Not really. Not really. It's not really the rich life. It is very much I have saved really hard and now I get to buy nice things and then I will be poor again. Not poor. I'm paid decently, but like, I tell you what, man, living in America is expensive. Living in America is expensive. So like, my money doesn't travel nearly as far here. I'm paying so much in rent for this place. But yeah, let me show, like, Akira, to your question about plushies. I have so many. I'm trying to remember. I think I have them all. Should have them all. First off, we have all of the cooking companions. No, not potato. See, all the cooking companions. So they are all here and exist. I also have every evolution in tiny form. Every single one exists in tiny form. I went to VidCon and got very, very nicely treated by the guys at Makeship. Makeship made all of these. They're very, very lovely people. They were really, really kind. They saw us. Apparently, they then gave me this, which is their plushie of like their brand. That's really cute. Oh, Midnight, thank you for subscribing, friend. Appreciate it. But they were really nice. And then they came to me and were like, hey, like the new plushie on the block right now is Welcome Home. Wally and like Yarnaby. And the only reason we understand what Welcome Home is because of your videos covering it, which was very sweet. And so she snuck into the back and got me this. Apparently they only have 3. They had 3 of them. They had one on display, one as like a showcase piece that they would give to people, and they had one spare in the back, and they gave it to me as a thank you for telling them what Welcome Home was. So I was so happy. You said Yarnaby, dude. Poppy brain rot. Was it yeah, Barnaby. Sorry, it is Barnaby, isn't it? Yarnaby is Poppy. Yeah, see, the Poppy brain rot. I've been working on Poppy scripts this week, so my brain's been fried with that, but yeah. But yeah, so I got a little Wally. Little Wally guy. He's cute. I like him. I also have this guy. Now, can anybody tell me who this is? Anyone got any idea who this is? Steffi knows who this is. Looks like Jabba the Hutt. You are not far off, Aviva. See you later, Era. Have fun at school. Isn't this the pet from Star Wars Rebels? Very close. This is Nyx from Star Wars Outlaws. And I won him in a crane machine on my first try at the Star Wars event I did last year. I literally went to the claw machine and first try nailed it. But yeah, he's really cute. So I have him. So he's fun. Who else do I have? What else do I have down here? I don't have many more, actually. It's just this guy now. Evie in pajamas from Build-A-Bear. Yeah, so we have all the plushies. So yes, there will definitely be space for plushies. Again, when I get my desk mounts and things like that, my camera angle is likely going to change, and so I don't want to start building a backdrop just yet until I get the desk set up properly, because when I get the desk how I like it, I can then be like, I can then set it up to be for the backdrop to look exactly how I want it, right? So I'm tempted. I'm kind of thinking of having because we're also gonna get a sofa here probably to be like a sofa bed for guests. So that will be part of it. So that'll be up against this wall here. In that corner, there's a corner shelving unit I've seen that I might get so that we can have a display up in that corner. We might then have some shelves across this wall to add some stuff. And then we'll probably put some shelves just there, like a shelf or something up there, or a pin board or something. Not sure about if I'll do anything there or not, but we'll definitely put like a shelf or some pin boards or something up there. Because I've also got I've figured out I've actually got a lot of pins. So I should make a pin board. Santi, where does the poster of me go? Where can Santi's poster go? I know, I have an idea. What we'll do is we'll put it on this door, and then I'll always stream with the door open. Or, better idea. I'll put it on the door. We'll close the door, but we'll put a mirror on that wall. So that when it closes, he can just look at himself all day. I love that even more. You would. You absolutely would. I'm sure he'd love that. His dreams. He would, yeah, just staring into his eyes all day. But yeah, no, I realize I've got a lot of pins. Because I've got... This is my U2's collections of pins. Of the Matt Pat Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration we did. Not actually opened this yet. But these are like the pins from U2's. They really did do this up well. Like, I cannot get into this. But I would like to get into this. There we go. There we are, there we are, there we are. They've all fallen everywhere. But I have them. So yeah, so I've got these. They've kind of fallen all over the place, but I have them. I also then have... I found these in my move. Which are quite funky. So I figured I should probably get like a pin board. And I'm tempted to put like a pin board here. So that we can then have all of these pins. And I can then pin other things as well. So like, I have got so many wonderful, wonderful friendship bracelets that I got at VidCon. So many wonderful people like yourselves gave me these things, and I want somewhere to put them. So kind of thinking if I have a board which I can pin all my pins to, I could then have a single pin holding all of these up, so that we can, I can display them, which would be nice. I've got a few games back here. Oh yeah, I've got a pin from Disneyland being like a special VIP. I got a bunch of Freddy coins. That I should probably do something with. Other than that, there's actually, most of this stuff is tech, so it's like wires, plugs, and things like that that I just need to get some storage to sort out. I'm tempted, I might be getting like a, Do I have my lanyard from VidCon? I do. It was my first VidCon. I felt like I needed to save it. Kind of tempted to get like a filing cabinet to put over here, so that I've got somewhere to put like my cables and my hard drives and some of those extra pieces. I think that would probably be a good use of space and help clear some of this up. Because it is quite a mess right now. But I think it would be fun. I had a thought then and now it's left my head. But yeah. So I've got a number of things. Oh yeah, coins. The Faz coins. So I've got to figure out something to do with the Faz coins. Ugh, I always was trying to, like, I can do this part of the trick really easily, or relatively easily, but it's the flipping round, and it's gone. This desk is so deep. If something falls under it, that's it. It is lost forever. But yeah, like I was trying to learn to do the coin trick, because you can do that, but it's then the having to get it over the final finger and catch it with your thumb is really hard. And that was the bit I was always trying to do. I did get to a point where I could do it quite easily, because I can get it between the fingers and do that. So you just don't do the final one and you do like that, right? But that's kind of cheating. That's not really it. You're meant to be able to go around like that, catch it with your thumb, and then slide it back to the front. Like that, kind of. But it's like you have to kind of... It's a tricky one to do, but I've always loved it. I've always wanted to go to a convention of some kind. I'm thinking maybe getting a booth once the Switch console ports are done, but it's taking a while. Yeah, no, Squeaks, you should do it. I'm going to be at PAX West and PAX East this year, hopefully. So please, if you end up at like something like that, please let me know, because I'd love to say hi, hang out. The way Jack Sparrow does it in the first Pirates movie is so satisfying, right? Coin size does matter too. Yeah, this one is like, it feels like a good size and weight. It's not tiny. Like, I've been told practicing with learning with bigger coins, while it's like trickier because they're heavy, can be really useful, because it means, because they're big, it means that you can kind of see what you're doing a bit more. Like that, something like that. But just posted my pinboard on the Discord. Well, that is useful. Good to see. Oh, that's a cool pinboard. What a good pinboard. Norris Bailey, see you later. Because I can get it to there. So you're meant to get it to there. And you kind of have to get it like that almost. It's hard. But yeah, I've got a bunch of those. I'm caught in my own hood. Tell Ash to play more Wii Bowling. No, she's mastered Wii Bowling. What are you talking about? Now she needs to master like the other Wii Sports. She needs to get a perfect game in like tennis or in bowling or in boxing. You know, she needs to do the storyline that is Wii Boxing. The lore of Wii Boxing is quite incredible. $100 Wii Bowling though. Listen to Water Mother, everybody. For any Glee fans, there is a Glee Wii game. Oh my gosh, that sounds hilariously. That sounds just like a hilarious time. Oh, this means war, dude. Water Mother, thank you so much for your continued support. Dang it. Oh, Tom, the iceberg is currently in testing phase, so hopefully soon you will have it. I put a teaser in the Discord too. Yes, I saw the teaser. Very, very exciting. I'm getting warm. I'm getting warm in here. Oh. Did you zone out there? No, it just got hot. It was just like I'm currently just looking at. I've got a bunch of tabs open with things that I want. With nice yeah, I've just got a bunch of things open that I want. And so I'm just like scanning Amazon and stuff for the things that I want. So yeah, just looking for like a desktop wireless charger for my phone. Could lose the hoodie, but you wouldn't be an assassin anymore. The hoodie's actually not that hot. It's my feet that are hot right now. So I have lost the socks. Oh no, what's up with the nose war scar? Everyone keeps asking this. Eleanor, I punched myself in the face while trying to build a chair. Well, the chair is what actually like did the damage, but basically I was trying to pull something and I yanked it. I like was trying to get it, it wouldn't go, and then eventually it came loose, but then it yanked it and like went straight into my face. It's canon that Tom has hot feet. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He fought the chair and lost. No, I'm sitting on the chair, so I won. Oh, that's a point, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like Tom, no offense. Thanks, Water Mother. Appreciate you. So I feel you on the other side. I have so many things in my car that I want to get. Yeah. Right. DJ Funny, imagine losing to a chair. Hey. The chair got built. I'm sat on it. I think I won in the end. Oh, that's tiny. Again, looking at some of these things, you realize this, like, they're not as big as you thought they were. It's like, oh, that's going to be like a pad on my desk. It's like, no, it is a tiny, tiny disc. Tiny, tiny disc. It just looks big. So I'm trying to decide if I want, like, a MagSafe one. Yeah, that's kind of more what I was expecting, but that's Belkin, which means that's going to cost me more money. Tom, we hope to finish in the Nuzlocke, hopefully. Yes, this week. This week we will finish the Nuzlocke. Absolutely. Absolutely, we will finish that. Where did you get the headphones? I really like them. So the headphones themselves are Audio-Technica ATH M50Xs. Really high quality headphones. Highly recommend them. Bit expensive, but they... like, I bought them years ago for work. The pads and the headband are from a brand called Wicked Cushions, who, again, I found out through Linus Tech Tips. But basically, they are a brand that creates cushions for headsets. And, like, so, like, my earbuds were, like, my earphones were falling apart. They were, the rubber, the like leather casing was like ripping apart and peeling, so it wasn't very good. And so I got these, and they have cooling gel inside, and they are great. Highly recommend them. So is this the official start of an era? I suppose it is. We're at the very, very start of it, so it's going to evolve a bit more from here. But yeah, we are in this room now for the next while. Are they noise cancelling? No. So these are just wired. They're not active headphones. I have noise cancelling ones at the office that I use. The Sennheiser Momentum 4s, which are fantastic noise cancelling headphones. These aren't noise cancelling. These are just good for audio mixing. Next Kingdom Hearts game when? Thank you so much, Akira, for the $2 super chat.
Next Kingdom Hearts game when?
Yeah, so I want to. I think I have to figure out. I'm going to look this up now. How can I get play KH 358 over 2 days? Because we can't play it on the thing that I want.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have something.
So there's something called the Melon Mix, which apparently is like the way to play it. So that may be what I do. Because I want to play... because we just finished Kingdom Hearts 2. Or just finished. The last one we played was Kingdom Hearts 2. So we'll probably end up going for 358 over 2 days. that will be the next one I want to play, because that makes most sense, like, chronologically. And then we'll go to Birth by Sleep after that. But I just need to find a way to play this game online, which I think there's an emulator or an emulation called the Melon Mix, which I think is really good and works from what I've seen. So that's probably how we're going to do it. So yeah, that's at that point. At some point, I also really want to get into doing, I want to finish Uncharted and do Uncharted 4. I think that could be fun. There's a few like nostalgic titles I'd like to cover. I really want to go back and do the 3D Sonics. I think that's going to be a really fun one to do. I also would really, really, really love to do the Infamous series. If anyone's heard of Infamous, I think that could be fun. And again, like, I've just had so much time to think. I also really want to go back and play all the Ratchet and Clank games, because we've played the remake, the 2016 remake, and we played Rift Apart here. But I'd love to go and play all of them, all the previous ones, because I love those games. Oh, I bet you're going to love Uncharted 4. I hope so, Johnny. I hope so. I've heard good things. Maybe some Jak and Daxter. So I'm interested in Jak and Daxter because I've never really played it. I've played bits of it, but never really played it. But yeah, so there's I love 2 and 3. The tone shift is great. Yeah. Infamous experience. I love Infamous. I loved the first 2. The third one in, what is it, Second Son is fine. But the first 2 are fantastic games. Loved Infamous. So we may go back and do that. I kind of just want to play a lot more nostalgia stuff. There's also a bunch of Pokemon games I want to do. I want us to, at some point, do a proper hardcore Nuzlocke. Once we finish this one, I think that would be good. But there's a bunch of, like, you know, versions of Pokemon that people have made. There's one which I saw where your decisions matter and there are consequences to your actions. That could be fun. I'd also really like to do, there's one which is a bit more, I forget what it is now. But there's a few of those kinds of things. I'm like, that could be really fun to play. As just a Pokemon fan with something different. The Until Dawn of Pokemon, yeah, exactly. Isn't there a ritual-based fan game? There probably is a bunch. There's probably a bunch, and that's the thing. I think there could be some fun content in doing the fan games, right? I think that could be really interesting. There's a version of Gen 2 where you start in any city you want and have a specific starter as well. I'd have a look at that one. There's a lot. There's a lot of Pokemon fan games that I'd love to play. So yeah, I think there's some cool stuff ahead. I also would like, it's obviously not the case today. We've not been able to do it today because stream setup's a bit weird. I would love to still try and make Tuesdays like our indie game day. Because I've really enjoyed that. We played Balatro. We did a game about digging a hole. Did we do anything else? I feel like we did some other ones, right? Before I had void time. Oh yeah, we had the wear cleaner. So I feel like it could be really fun if we can try, if we can, to do more indie games, like Indie Game Tuesday. Tuesday Indie, something like that. It's Tuesday Indie. Instead of in it, Indie. Be cool to see more games like that. I just think it's nice to give some people, like, to test out a few things and go like, what's an indie game that's on Steam this week? Is it something that lots of people are playing? Is it something that not a lot of people are playing? Let's just try some indie games and see what we can. Will Iceberg streams be on the weekend after the Nuzlocke? Possibly, because I recognize that it's got a lot of stuff for people who are from our European crowd. So I would probably try to, yes. Try to make it a Saturday stream so that we can have everyone from the Dapper Kingdom partake. European mods want to see. Well, exactly. Tom, you're doing the coin thing. I'm trying. I try to do the coin thing. It's the last bit that I can't quite do. It's getting it over, because like all these other ones are somewhat easy because you've got the other fingers to counterbalance. But you don't have a finger to counterbalance on the other side. So when you get to here, you just got to kind of like, I used to remember how to do it. It's like you have to have it like that so that it kind of flips and then you can kind of reach and like do it. I used to be able to, just about. Because that was just a flip then, but yeah, you're meant to just have it such as that you can kind of just grab it when it like, so it flips over the back and then you can grab it like that and shuffle. But yeah. I love that everyone's trying to come up with a name for it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But I think having Tuesdays as like an indie day is fun. Oh, that's down here somewhere, isn't it? Is that down here somewhere? I feel like it should be. Where'd that go? Just realised there are some other things in here. Oh yeah? Yu-Gi-Oh cards! Santi, I will crush you with this deck. There you are. Yeah, buddy. Yu-Gi-Oh cards. How fun. What are some indie games you're thinking of playing next? Kira, you say that as if you're surprised that Santi spoke about himself and then dipped. That's just Santi. That's what he does. But yeah, indie games, I don't know. I can open up Steam and we can have a see. There haven't been any that have like really spoken to me recently. Has to be said, has to be said. Like, I was looking and just couldn't really find anything that was like... Oh, there's a Kingdom Hearts 2 remake project. Interesting. Like, yeah, there's nothing really like standing out to me in terms of like what other people are playing right now. Sadly, a lot of the people I know that play indie games do obviously a lot of indie horror, which is not something I want to do on these streams particularly. And it tends to be a lot of like FNAF fan games and that sort of stuff, which is great if that's what you like and that's what you want. I do have an upcoming stream, not next week, week after, with Right Host to play Repo. So that's going to be really fun. And then I'm going to... we're also at some point due to play more Binding of Isaac. What indie games are on Steam right now? Indie. That isn't multiplayer, please. I don't really want the games that are like new releases. I don't want the ones that they're recommending, right? Because the ones they recommend tend to be top sellers, new releases this month. Great, that's good. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Rosalie. Appreciate it. Great to have you. Is there be a multiplayer Among Us? Oh gosh, I feel like that would be a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, popular new releases. What have we got? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's just figuring out what of the new stuff is something like that we're interested in, you know? So yeah, we'll have to see. Because a lot of them are like online multiplayers, it feels like. And here I thought Tom trusted us. I do trust you, just not to, like, not kill me and cause an absolute scene. Because let's be honest, you would all cause an absolute scene. There are so many games released on Steam every day. What is Schedule 1? I didn't want just popular new releases though. Like, let's click, like, the problem is with Steam is it keeps trying to tell me like what I want. And it's like, oh, you want more popular releases. It's like, I do want more popular releases. I wanted the indie ones I was looking at though. So why can I now not search for indie or indie games specifically? This is so dumb. Indie. There's the tags. So Tom's playing with Rubik's Cube. I am playing with a Rubik's Cube. That'd be why it sounds like that. Nice. Large on white. Red and yellow. go. It's white and red there. Oh, there we are. Orange, opposite orange, facing white. It's been a while since I've solved one, to be fair, so I might be a little slow and out of practice. Don't know if I did that right. I did not do that right. There we go, this way. There we are. U to U to U. Like that. So now we put you, I think it's like that. Perfect. That one's already correct. So we go like you, like you, like you, like you. You, like you, like you, like you. Et voila. So there we have it. There's a Rubik's Cube solved. My favorite thing to do, I always use my friends that were really into Rubik's Cubes. But what I used to do was really confuse them by doing this. So you can swap the centers just by mucking around. And they used to get so confused because even though they really did understand how to do Rubik's Cubes, they didn't quite grasp how that was possible. So that was fun. So yeah, so we've got what? I'm just having a look. A lot of these are just like multiplayer games. Since I fast food simulator, why is mouthwashing on there? Mouthwashing is old at this point. So in terms of their popular category, there's not that many. Like half the games that we have played aren't considered popular by them. That is fascinating. That is really, really interesting. Yeah, they're not considered popular despite the massive popular demand they had. That's so weird. But yeah. So yeah, there's no games that are like striking me right now in terms of the indie scene that I'm like, oh, I really want to play that right now. I don't know if we'll play it on this channel, but I am excited for, I am very excited for Deltarune. Chapter 3 and 4 are due to come out this year, I do believe. So I'm very excited for those when they drop. That's going to be a great time. Gonna need some money to play that, yeah. Would I play Slay the Princess? Maybe. Slay the Princess is a little past its peak right now. Here's some fun things behind the curtain, right? Like, Slay the Princess, like, there's nostalgia and then there's missing the boat. I play a lot of games that are like nostalgia. So Ratchet and Clank's, Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon's. It's kind of a lot of nostalgia stuff. But missing the boat? Oh, shoot. I need to respond to that person that I haven't yet. He messaged me on Sunday. So I need to respond to him today after stream. Steffi, please make a reminder for me to audition for Ian. That means that might mean I need to put together a VA reel. That's not fun. How does one do that? Because, yeah, I don't really have a voiceover reel. But this person asked me to do some VA work for them, but then asked for a VA reel. I'm like, do we get to hear anything about your Cali trip? Ooh. Cali trip. So, you may have all seen from the Instagrams, but that we were in LA a couple of weeks ago, and we were there primarily because we were there to do the shoot for Anthony Padilla's team called Assumptions, which you may have seen. Anthony Padilla does a show called Assumptions, where basically YouTubers or people go on and people say, what's your assumption? And they ask, what's your assumption about being a blank? And so Anthony and his team did an assumption shoot with the Theory hosts, which was really fun. It was a really fun time. We had I got to meet Trevor from Smosh/Mythical. He was great. Really liked Trevor. He was really fun and really lovely to hang out with. So that was the big thing we were there to do. Outside of being there, what else did I do? I got to meet Alfarad. That was really fun. Getting to meet Jacob was really, he, again, stand-up guy, really lovely. Really fun to chat to. Learn a lot from just chatting to him. But really fun. So that was good. We also met with a few production companies, like sort of businessy things for Theorist. So can't really talk too much about that, but it was some fun stuff. And then we did a food theory shoot, which is for an episode I will not spoil, but there is a food theory shoot that we shot that we were doing. We were meant to do a style theory shoot, but sadly the weather wouldn't permit it, and so we had to cancel that shoot, which was a bit of a shame, but hey ho. And then I got to tour around YouTube, the Google office in LA, which was they were lovely, really good bunch of people, so busy, such a strange building, cool building, strange building, doesn't make a lot of sense, and would be really hard to work in and move around in, but it was a good, cool space. We also went to the Night office. Night is our management company for Theorist, and so that's where all the Pokemon plushies on my Instagram post are from Night. Or not from Night, but they were at Night's office. And so we got to see them and spend some time with them, which was good. And then we just got to do a bunch of stuff hanging out as friends. Like I got to get breakfast with like Santi and Ash most mornings. I was able to go out for drinks and for food with some of the Theorist team. So yeah, it was a good fun week of socializing with with team and getting business stuff done, doing some shoots, all of that sort of stuff. Did I eat In-N-Out? No. Santi abandoned me. He went for an In-N-Out date with his mate, who he hadn't seen in a while. So they went to In-N-Out, and I was like, dude, what the heck? You were supposed to take me for In-N-Out. We did get margs, though. We did go and get margaritas. That was fun. The next morning, less fun. But the margs themselves were fun. Blame Santi, right? He keeps insisting I need to have his In-N-Out order, and yet he never takes me. So if you're in his chat for any stream he does, you have to tell him that he abandoned me and didn't take me to In-N-Out. And that he has to take me next time. How very like Santi to just abandon you, right? You turn 21 in April and you're going to see your favorite musical on your birthday. That's very exciting. I also turn a birthday date. I turn 31 in April. And I too am going to see a musical. But a musical I've never seen before, so I'm very, very excited. So I'm with you on that, AZ. That sounds great. No, I dropped the Rubik's Cube. It's now lost to the underdesk ether. I also have a birthday this year. Congratulations, continue. Good job. Seeing Hades Town. Wow. That sounds great. I'm going to see the Book of Mormon, hopefully. Hopefully. We will see. Should things line up correctly. I turned 19 in 2 months. I'm not ready. Oh, don't worry about it, Bailey. You'll be fine. You will be fine, I promise you. Trust me. I'm like, I'm 30. I'm turning 31. You'll be fine. 20th this year, you think? What do you mean you think, Zekrom? How do you not know how old you are? Starting college this year, it feels intimidating. Yeah, I remember those days. It does feel intimidating. I get you. It does. You'll be fine. You'll get through the other side and you'll look back and go, wow, that wasn't that bad. But at the time, I recognize it's a big deal. It is. Yeah, Steffi, you did keep forgetting. I never forgot. I never forgot how good, how old I was. I forget how to speak sometimes, but I never forgot how old I was. I'll tell you what's a catchy musical, though. I got to see, a few weeks ago, I went to see Beetlejuice, the musical. That was fun. Yeah, I'm going to graduate uni soon. I fear for looking for a job. Yeah, the looking for a job part coming out of university is tricky. It's doable, and again, you'll get through it if you push for it, but it sucks at the time. Have I listened to Epic the Musical? No, I haven't. I've been told I should, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. I just love, you know, the whole being dead thing. That's the thing about life, you never make it out alive. And just like, just a fantastic job. This whole show was great. The only complaint I had is like, oh, Beetlejuice is such a great character, and he's not in that much if you think about it. Which I get is like the Jack Sparrow approach, but like I did like there were a couple of points I'm like I'm missing the Beetlejuice of it all. So far I've only seen a local production of Shrek the Musical. Oh, I want to see Shrek the Musical. I hope that tours around these parts at some point. Yeah, you'll be fine, Ghostly. It'll all work out. Take some time, but it'll work out. Beetlejuice Jr. and I'm so excited. Oh, interesting. I'm fascinated. I mean, I have immediate thoughts of what they'd probably be cutting for the junior version, but I'm fascinated as to how much of the show has to change for a junior version. Like again, it's not it won't be enough that they fit that it's not worth doing, but it's just interesting. I'd be so tired, gosh. I'm trying so hard and there's so much guilt over not having found or gotten anything yet. Yeah, I remember those days. It took me a year and a half. It took me a year and a half to find work. It can be really, really hard. It's all about right place, right time. And you'll get something, but yeah, slim pickings. I forget what field you're going into, Ghostly, specifically as well. And if it's like just that the job market's drying up or whether it's just not many people or not many jobs available, I forget. But it's always tough. I worked in TV, so it's not exactly like there's a bunch of like, you know, jobs going for television, right? So that's always a challenge. Oh yeah, comp sci. But at the same time, trying to keep roads broad. So I knew it. Oh, I don't want to get so narrow. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You don't want to pigeonhole yourself in too early, because that can be a real issue if you do that. Like, it means you have to, like, if you have to change anything, you're like losing everything immediately, which is rough. My goodness. One job I really want to work is at a GameStop. Interesting. I've been to one GameStop, and I was surprised how few games were in it. I mean, it's the same with the game shop back home. It feels like these game shops are becoming less about video games and more about the merch around video games. There was so much FNAF merch in the GameStop. It was unreal how much FNAF merch there was, but there was just so much of it. And so few actual video games. Because video games are going digital most of the time, so... I was looking at video games and I pay attention to a lot of popular games, so it'd be perfect for me. I mean, it's true. It's true. You probably be, if you actually like video games, you'd probably be one of the better salespeople in like a GameStop, Because so many of the people at GameStop don't actually know what they're talking about. At least in my experience, or at least in gaming in the UK, that very much felt like the case, where it was just like, people would just talk, like, you're looking at, oh, is this game, like, I remember as a kid, before, like, the internet existed, so to know when a sequel was coming out, you had to go in and ask, like, going, oh, do we know when this is coming out? Do we have a release date for this game? And they were so unhelpful all the time. Somehow there's still multiple GameStops near me. I usually visit to get pre-owned PS4 games. They've recently added Skibidi Toilet merch. Are you serious? Skibidi Toilet has merch? Really? Really? How does Skibidi Toilet have merch? Especially because, like, it's all based off of Gmod. There's got to be some weird copyright stuff going on there. I have no idea. Oh, Lord, no. Hi, Tom and chat. Hello, Maria Reeds. Great to have you. I don't understand the Skibidi stuff. I know, right? It's an odd one. But there's a lot of weird stuff. I had no idea there was so much Skibidi content. I know, right? There's a lot. I didn't know a Skibidi Toilet was a thing. Yeah, Skibidi... You don't need to know what Skibidi Toilet is. Skibidi Toilet is... It is the most brain rot of brain rot, it feels like. Just... this mess of sounds. There's clearly a story, but it's just a mess of sounds. And visuals. It is so strange. How's this doing? I'm intrigued. I need to. I've been out of the loop a little bit on our. I've been out of the loop on our the rankings, the March Madness that we're doing for indie horror characters. I'm intrigued to see like who is winning in these fights. Wow, Monica flipping winning in a landslide. Have you guys seen these? Can I share? I can. Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, have you been seeing these on the GT community posts? If you haven't, you should check them out. They're a lot of fun. But I was just intrigued to see like where these were going. Who would win in a fight? I mean, I feel like it's got to be Choo Choo Charles in that one. But it's the thing. Like, it's fascinating seeing who votes for... So, like, people think Freddy over Huggy. That's interesting. Afton, yeah. Against Red the Scientist, that kind of tracks. Mimic versus Mummy, yeah, that also tracks. Yeah, Doppelganger over the Neighbor. The Neighbor has no shot here. Bendy, yep, that tracks. Slender Man, yep, that tracks. Monica versus Amanda is interesting. I've seen there's been a weird amount of discourse. A weird amount of discourse around Amanda versus Monica. And Monica in general. Because it all comes down to, does she actually have control over the universe? Like, she has control over her universe inside a computer. Does she naturally have control over our universe? If these two are fighting outside of her universe, does she have that power? She is strong. I mean, you know, there's the lore implications that we too live in a simulation. From the Monica game, that we are also living in a simulation, which would mean that she might have kernel access power outside of the outside of her game. But that's interesting. Charles versus Catnap. Yeah, Catnap's not that threatening. He just blows a lot of gas. He's just full of hot air, right? Whereas Charles actually can do some damage. Afton versus Freddy. I mean, Afton beat Freddy. He stuffed a kid inside him and took him apart. Who would win in this fight? Mimic versus Doppelganger? It's got to be the Mimic. It's just FNAF's going to win every round. I can see FNAF coming to the end easy. Bendy versus Slenderman. Interesting. People think Slenderman. Fascinating. That's really interesting. I think that shows how powerful the zeitgeist is for Slenderman and Bendy. And the lack thereof. Bendy's been great, but it's been a very slow burn over the years in terms of its indie horror prevalence, whereas Slenderman, it only really did that one game before FNAF, and it became a but it's become like this massive like horror icon in like history, right? Monica versus Charles, who's voting? See, people really voting for Monica. People really, I am so surprised how many people are in support for Monica. It's been a genuinely fascinating thing to look at, is how many people are in support of Monica. Because there hasn't been... When was Doki Doki Plus? Let's go back. When was Doki Doki Plus? When was Doki Doki Plus? When did that come out? 2021! 2021, and Doki Doki came out in 2017. It's been 8 years since Doki Doki. 8 years. It has been 8 freaking years since Doki Doki came out. Wild. And 4 years since Doki Doki Plus. Which means we're due for an update. Surely. It's been 4 years. Surely we're due. Where is my Project Libertina? Where is it? I need Project Libertina on my desk. I need to write an episode about Project Libertina. I theorized about it so much. Those were some of my earliest game theories. If we go to game theory videos, alright, we'll have to go back a fair bit, to be fair, because I've been around a long time now. These two videos were... So my first game theories were these two. I then did Lily's Garden. And then these two. So they were my fourth, I mean technically third, but fourth game theory. Because these ones were like one script. These ones were also one script that got split in two. So like, these were some of my earliest game theories. And they were so fun. They were so fun to do. But I really, really miss Doki Doki. It was such an incredible experience. Such an incredible game when that happened. Such an incredible experience. Makes me so sad we haven't gotten something new. But like Project Libertina, like the stuff that Plus added about Project Libertina was incredible. It's so creepy and weird. So I'm desperate for that game to come out. Doki Doki is one of those games that I genuinely love. Genuinely loved as a story, as a character thing, as a just gameplay mechanic. I think both games were fantastic. And it's such a shame that it hasn't really become anything, really, right? Like it's done a lot of merch, it's done collaborations, but they've not done like an anime or a manga. That feels like something that could be really strong as like something they could do. But again, they've also been hinting at Project Libertina, which feels like a really good and interesting, creepy, horrifying game. Because this game was horrifying in a surprising sense. What happens if it's just creepy from the outset? That feels like it could be really interesting. And so the point I was making was originally, it's been 8 years since Doki Doki. 8 years. And yet, people are still hand over fist picking Monica every time. Monica is winning in landslides every single time. She has real popularity. Still. Despite 8 years of essentially no new content. The thing was, right, so I had a script. It was one of the few scripts I wrote that we never made, that I'm really gutted we never made. When the FNAF movie came out, we worked on a script, or I had an idea for a script which I then worked on with a writer. We had this idea for a script. Sorry, I got distracted. We had an idea for a script, which was which indie horror game was going to get a movie next. And we had a bunch of criteria that we looked at. You know, who are our contenders? I'm trying to remember now, because this episode's never coming out, so I can talk about it. We had Bendy, we had Poppy, we had Bam Bam, we had Hello Neighbor, we had then... I feel like it was another one. Or was it just Doki Doki? It might have just been Doki Doki, so it was those 5. So Doki Doki was like our nostalgia pick. So Zekrom, this is what I'll talk about. So Zekrom, so at the time, we didn't know this, but actually Poppy's deal at the time had fallen through. It did have a film deal with Studio 71, but like it had been 3 years and nothing had happened, or 2 years and nothing had happened. So we were just like, actually it also only had the production studio, not the publishing studio. So it didn't actually have like the Universals of the world who were then going to distribute it. That's the word, distributor. So it didn't actually have that much of an advantage. But we talked about it. And what was really annoying about it is I predicted my ending wasn't that Poppy was going to get the next movie, it was going to be Bendy. And do you know what they then announced? Like, because we had to push it back for some reason, but we were going to make it. And then like a week later, do you know what got announced? The Bendy movie. And so that script now has to be scrapped, because not only has Bendy got a movie, I believe Hello Neighbor is in the works for like a movie or a show. And of course, Poppy has their renewed its movie licensing with who is it? Legendary. So like all of those things like are now happening. So it kind of just makes the episode moot. So there's no point in doing it. But it was fascinating to do, because when we went through it, what we did was we were going, right, what made FNAF successful as a movie? FNAF as a movie was successful for a lot of reasons. Partly it's like the design, the story, the like amount, so the amount of story they have to work with. Old settings, like old school and small settings, work better. So things like Bendy and Poppy and Bam Bam were at a real disadvantage because the scope was so huge. Like you think how big the kindergarten is or whatever, but like DDLC actually had a lot of strength in that department. It's basically a school. and like outside a house. That was it. So similar to FNAF, it was small. So there was budget on that sense. There was the iconicness of characters' designs. Yeah, so live action was part of it. And so like being able to churn stuff to film, like you go, could you do it through practical? Could you do it through CGI? Like if you have to lean on CGI, like Bam Bam would be almost entirely CGI, probably just based on the character designs, which would make it much more expensive to make. And things like that. There was just a lot of little criteria we did. But one of the things that was fascinating to me was our ultimate twist before we got to who won was essentially the thing that made the FNAF. I feel like Doki Doki should be animated. You're correct. And we did talk. I can't remember if we did talk about live action or whether we said that Doki Doki should be an anime movie. I don't know. Because, yes, you're right. If it was being made into a movie, it should be animated. But there was a whole thing. Again, part of Doki Doki's downfall was that the shock factor of Doki Doki doesn't work in a movie sense because you're not interacting in the same way, right? So that's a tricky thing. Like, its main gimmick doesn't work in the same way. But yeah, what was it interesting to it? Basically, we said the reason the FNAF movie was successful wasn't because it was necessarily a really good movie, or because it had all the correct stuff, it had all the right bits. It did have all those things. The reason it was successful though is because the fans showed up. The fans showed up for that game, or for that movie. And that's what makes it. So we were like, so how can we measure the success? So it's like, okay, let's look at FNAF. We looked at Scott's YouTube channel, Scott Steelwool, the Steelwool YouTube channel. We looked at their Twitters. We looked at their, we also looked at Steam releases. We looked at Steam, like before we got onto popularity, we looked at Steam releases to see which games, which franchises had sold the most, and therefore how much money they had made. Or like how many sales they had, because if they had a lot of sales, that means that more people were more likely to go and watch the movie. But yeah, in the popularity thing, so we looked at that, we looked at like Twitter, we looked at Discords, we looked at Reddit, we looked at all social media to go, who has the most fans that are willing to follow things outside of just the initial game they played? And by a landslide, Doki Doki came out on top. And the second to come out on, like the one that came second was Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor and Doki Doki have the most hardened fan bases that will follow it on every platform, regardless of how bad the games are, or how long it's been since an update. Whereas at the time, again, it's probably changed. It's been like a year or so since then, like a year and a half since then. So Poppy Playtime at the time didn't have that big of an audience in terms of its Discord, in terms of its Reddit, all those things. Bendy also didn't have that huge of a following. Bam Bam definitely didn't have that much of a following. But Hello Neighbor and Doki Doki really did. And that was what was fascinating, is these games that either haven't, like these games that haven't had, and Bendy was like trailing behind. It was actually the really popular ones that didn't have these massive outside fan bases, which was fascinating. And it was just that sense of, these games that have been around for a long time, that built up a real amount of hype back in the day, the fans are still with it, and they're still holding on for some reason. Like Hello Neighbor just released a Hello Neighbor 3 prototype, which is absolute garbage. And yet, the fans are still so excited, and it's fascinating to see how it develops. Because yeah, Monica and the neighbor, for some reason, have still got this popularity. And like DDLC was even more surprising to me, because Hello Neighbor has at least released stuff since its original game, whether it's good or not, but it has released stuff. Outside of like collaborations, Doki Doki hasn't released anything other than Doki Doki Plus, which was basically a console port plus a few bits of extra lore and detail. But like the actual game hasn't changed at all, or hasn't been updated. And I'm just fascinated by that. Fascinated that Monica and DDLC had such impact on people that they've stuck with it despite it being 8 years of nothing. Hello Neighbor is making a movie. It's making something. Is it a movie? Movie. Hello Neighbor the movie is an upcoming horror film being produced by Boulder Light Pictures in collaborations with these people. You can see them. The film is based on Tiny Build's Hello Neighbor series, hence the title. First announced on Tiny Build's YouTube channel in the 6th episode of its 2nd season of Hello Neighbor, Welcome to Ravensbrook series. Interesting. So they have Tyler McIntyre on board. Tyler McIntyre, prior to writing the Hello Neighbor film, collaborated with Scott Cawthon in writing the 2023 Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So there you go. So yeah, Hello Neighbor's getting a movie. Bendy's getting a movie. I need to get better at spelling Bendy movie. So Bendy's getting a movie at some point. Poppy is getting a movie, which is the thing. So like with all these things, right? And like we actually said Hello Neighbor and Doki Doki, Hello Neighbor especially, wouldn't actually be that bad of a shout because of all the fan stuff that we talked about. So like I could see that. Yeah, this says Studio 71, but that's not true. It's now Legendary Entertainment. So that's fun. I see someone saying Kingdom Hearts movie. Hearts leaked TV show. If you haven't seen this, I believe it's on YouTube somewhere. I won't play it for copyright reasons, but why do I care about you? Here it is, the animatic. You should absolutely go and watch this. Because this was a Kingdom Hearts styled show that Disney was going to make. And it just never got made. Got canned for some reason, and you're just sitting there going, this is a no-brainer. Why haven't we done this? This is an absolute no-brainer. Like, look, I'm putting a link in the chat so you can watch it in your own time. But this feels like an absolute no-brainer. This was, this like kind of leaked 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. It is just, oh, it's just like, it would have just made so much sense to do a freaking Kingdom Hearts, like, week, you know, Monster of the Week, Planet of the Week style show where we just do, you know, whatever, like, where we visit the world. You have this through line where, like, the beginning, maybe the middle arc, and, like, the end of the series, you do a whole thing, and you do like a whole like, here's like the Riku storyline, oh no, Riku's betrayed me, oh no. But like being able to just go to like a different world every episode would be great. And it's not unprecedented because Sophia the First does that. Sophia the First has other Disney princesses involved and they go to their worlds and do things. So it feels like something they could have and should have done. So I do not understand why they didn't. Why aren't they funding this? Exactly, Johnny Ray. Exactly. Rant over. Oh, dang. Sorry, I've just seen a Twitter thread. The Assassin's Creed official Twitter account is feuding with Elon Musk right now. Because Elon called Hassan a fraud. Sellout would be more accurate. Objectively, he is promoting a terrible game just for the money. So my guess is he's talking about Assassin's Creed. And then Assassin's Creed is feuding with him. That is hilarious. That is wild. And back in January, like, Musk admitted to cheating in Diablo, the game that he was like trying to promote himself as being like the best gamer. That's so weird. It's such a, it's just such a strange world we live in these days. Well, I mean, you know, there's a reason I'm not currently leaving the country. Because there is a chance I may not get back in. There's a genuine fear right now that even though I'm here on a visa, legally, if I decided to leave for whatever reason and then came back, they may go, no. Yeah, I don't have Twitter either. It was just one of our writers pinged me about it, saying this is wild right now. It's like, yeah, it truly do be. Yeah, I basically stopped using Twitter. When I went on vacation to Greece last year, I basically was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with Twitter. There was so much like FNAF and Poppy stuff going on. I was just like, I'm done. Like, it was just too much stress and people freaking me out, stressing me out while I was on vacation. I was like, no, can't do it. I'm done. That was before even all the political stuff kicked in. I was just like, I'm done. And so I moved to Blue Sky. So I'm on Blue Sky now. And on Threads, but I don't use Threads quite as much. But I'm on both. I mainly just use Insta. Exactly. I'm mainly on Instagram. Whew. What an evening. Yeah, I never used Twitter and deleted it when some of the new policies. Yeah, that was my concern. Was it was all the Grok stuff, all his AI stuff. So it's like any pictures you now post or any posts you make will now be used to train the AI and you can't opt out of it. And I was just like, well, I don't want my photos and my words to be used to train AI. I don't like that. So that was like sort of solidified me leaving. It's just like, yeah, nah. Because I was considering basically not having it, but cross-posting. So like, oh, if I post to Blue Sky, it automatically posts to Twitter. Just so I had engagement on that platform. I was considering it. And then they did the stuff with Grok, and I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm so done with Twitter. I'm surprised Twitter hasn't died yet. Like, everyone expected with Elon taking over that Twitter was going to die much sooner than it did. Like, it is dying a slow death. It is bleeding money. But I think Elon's hard right turn has probably saved him to some degree, because now all the people that are like that way inclined tend to support him, and so will like support the platform like without purpose. But that's just that would be my hypothesis. gosh. There's so much random stuff in here. So much random stuff. Looking forward to clearing all that. It feels so much nicer not having, like, this room was filled with boxes over the last couple of days, so it's nice not to have all the boxes in here, I have to say. Don't eat it. The duality of chat indeed broken. Indeed, Johnny Ray. Facebook is even worse. I'm pretty sure everything they post about is to train AI. There's some complex wording. Guided to services. Yeah, again, I don't use Facebook either, really. Yeah, Tom looking over his toys like a child fearing cleanup. That is exactly it. The problem is, unlike a child, I don't just have a box I can shove it all in. I have to buy, like, furniture. I have to buy shelves in order to make all of that work. In order to be able to put things away, I have to buy, like, a filing cabinet to put it all away. So it's not as simple as put all your toys away. I should look up not a toy box. The other thing I was going to look at, was hanging shelves for rental properties. Because I love floating shelves, but I can't drill into the walls here. Is there a closet in your room, Tom? Yes, there is a closet. That's what you're looking at. That is the closet. Closet. Okay, that's it. I mean, to be fair, Akira, I need to have a look at our rental agreement to see if they will let me put holes in. I'm not sure if they will or not. You think we can? Why haven't you told me this sooner? This would make me planning things so much easier. If I can put holes in the walls, this makes everything easy. Yeah, I need to have a look at what the rental agreement is, because if I can, we just have to fill them in when we leave. Good to know. Because I found some, like, black floating shelves that I quite like. But yeah, these are drilled in ones. So if we are allowed to drill, then that's going to be... Don't hold me to it. Steffi! Stop lying to me. Why is Steffi lying to me, everybody? How was Narnia? It was great. I got to be a king. I killed a few things. I rode a lion. It was great. You're not lying to me. So we can drill holes in our wall. Don't change the subject, Steffi. Can we drill holes in our wall or not? You said we could. So if you now say we can't, you are lying to me. Tom just spread around here. No, but you see, that's a misunderstanding, because as we all know, time doesn't pass outside of Narnia. So I've like aged like 80. I've lived till about 80 in Narnia, and now I've come back. Anyway, but yeah, I need some floating shelves. I want some floating shelves there that will go above the sofa/bed on this big wall here, and then We'll have a shelving unit in that with some LEDs and yeah, LEDs and plushies and various bits and bobs there. I may put something on the door. I don't really know how I could decorate a door. I feel like I should be able to decorate a door because I don't just want a door. Maybe I put like a little on this base here. Maybe I put like a little table with like a lamp on it because I quite enjoyed having the lamp in the background of my previous thing. And like if we go to like the comp thing here, like, because this is the thing, right? The only thing you then get is the door, really. So I feel like I need to do something with the door. Did I solve FNAF while I was in there? Man, another 80 years and I still couldn't do it. 80 years and still no solution to FNAF. Could be posters. Could do some posters on that wall. Maybe maybe there's a way of me putting my pin board on the door. Maybe I have a pin board on the door rather than over there. Maybe over there I can have another bit of shelving or something. Maybe on like that bit there or on that bit there. I mean, you can't see that bit there, so that bit's slightly less important. But like, if we go back to the wide, I'm thinking like maybe I put a shelf just there with some stuff on it, and then like a table there with a lamp, and then on the door we do like the pin board or something, maybe. Because that's the thing is like, and again, like this camera angle will probably change slightly, like I say, because I will be moving my desk around and stuff. So we'll see what it actually ends up angled on, because I do want to make sure that like when I'm in like this shot, right? So on this shot, you can see the corner and you can see this wall. So I want to make sure that this wall, we do have plenty of like shelving and decoration and stuff so that it feels like there's some stuff going on. Will we have RGB? Of course. My plan is to change the bulb in the ceiling so that I can have RGB in the ceiling. My real goal is to have everything set up to it. Like, oh, I want my camera and my like lights and my the lamps and things I have in the background and the ceiling all to be cued in via Alexa or via Google Home or something like that. So I can go, Alexa, streaming mode, and then bam, it RGBs it. And we're all like set. That's what I want. That's what I really want. But with that, I think we are done for today. Oh, we need the confetti and water effects. Yeah, we'll be getting those back. I'm almost to the point of getting those back. But that is going to be it for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Appreciate it so much. If you haven't already, please do like the stream. And of course, if you're new, consider subscribing. It really helps out. Thank you to our members, Koi, Zekron, and Akira. Appreciate you all very much and your support. We will be back again on Thursday with what? Who knows? We'll figure it out. But it will be a fun one. If you ever do Twitch, you could have a redeem to be to change the color. Could do. That is absolutely something we could do. But yeah, that is going to be the plan. We will see you then. So thank you guys so much for watching once again. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Looking forward to this new era. Ta-ta for now.